You've been lied to your entire life. Every classroom you sat in, every textbook you memorized, every test you passed, it was all designed to make you a better employee. Not wealthy, not free, just productive enough to keep showing up. The education system was never built to create millionaires. Think about it. You spent 12 years learning about the mitochondria, the dates of wars, and how to solve for X. But did anyone ever teach you how money actually works? Did anyone explain compound interest, asset allocation, or how the wealthy use debt as a tool? No, because that knowledge is dangerous. Dangerous to the system. If everyone understood what the top 1% knows about money, the entire economic structure would collapse. So they keep you busy memorizing facts you'll never use while the real financial education happens behind closed doors, in wealthy families, in private conversations, in lessons passed down from generation to generation. Today, that changes. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn what they've been hiding from you on purpose. The employee trap. Here's the first truth they buried. The entire school system was designed during the Industrial Revolution, not to create thinkers, not to create leaders, but to create factory workers who show up on time, follow instructions, and never question authority. The purpose of public education is not to spread enlightenment, but to produce obedient workers. And here's the uncomfortable part: it worked. You were trained to trade your time for money, to wait for permission, to seek approval from authority figures. The wealthy understand something radically different. They know that time is finite, but money can multiply infinitely. While you learn to be a good employee, their children learn to own the company. While you memorized multiplication tables, they learned about equity, ownership, and passive income streams. The system wasn't broken. It worked exactly as designed. It just wasn't designed for your benefit. It was designed to create a reliable workforce that would show up, do the work, and never ask why some people get rich while most struggle their entire lives. But understanding this is the first step to breaking free from the programming. Money is a game. The second lesson they never taught you is perhaps the most liberating. Money is not real. It's a game. A system of agreements and beliefs that only has power because we all pretend it does. The wealthy treat money as a game, while the poor treat it as survival. When you see money as survival, every financial decision becomes emotional. You grip it tightly. You fear losing it. You make choices from scarcity rather than strategy. But the wealthy, they see money the same way a chess grandmaster sees the board: pieces to be moved, strategies to be deployed, calculated risks to be taken. They understand that you can't win a game you don't know you're playing. They learn the rules while you're still memorizing the times tables. They study taxes while you study history. They practice negotiation while you practice compliance. The game has always been rigged, not because it's unfair, but because most people don't even know they're playing. Once you see money as a game with rules that can be learned and mastered, everything changes. But here's where it gets even more disturbing: the debt illusion. What if everything you believed about debt was backwards? Schools teach you that debt is dangerous, that it's something to avoid at all costs, that good people pay their bills and don't owe anyone anything. But the wealthy use debt as their most powerful wealth-building tool. There are two types of debt that exist in this world: bad debt, consumer debt that buys you things that lose value, cars, clothes, gadgets. This is the debt they warn you about because this is the debt that keeps you trapped. Then there's good debt. Debt that buys assets which generate income, real estate that pays you rent, businesses that produce revenue, investments that compound over time. The rich use debt to buy assets. The poor use debt to buy liabilities. Nobody in school ever made this distinction. They lumped all debt together because teaching you the difference would reveal how the wealthy actually build their empires. Banks aren't evil. Debt isn't evil. Your lack of understanding is what's keeping you broke. Knowledge is the real currency. And this connects to something even more hidden: the tax secret. Here's a question that should make you angry. Why do employees pay the highest tax rates while billionaires pay almost nothing? The answer is simple. The tax code wasn't written for you. It was written by the wealthy for the wealthy. The tax system rewards those who understand it and punishes those who don't. You work hard, earn money, and immediately lose 30, 40, sometimes 50% to taxes. Meanwhile, the wealthy earn, invest, deduct, and often pay a lower percentage than their secretaries. This isn't illegal. It's not even unethical. It's just playing by rules that were never explained to you. Legal. Every loophole, every deduction, every tax strategy is perfectly legal. But you were never taught them because teaching you would level the playing field. Instead, you learned that paying taxes is patriotic and questioning the system makes you greedy. The wealthy don't work harder to pay less taxes. They work smarter. They understand that tax planning isn't about cheating. It's about using the rules that already exist, rules that were always available. And what they're really hiding goes even deeper. Assets vs. income. The fifth secret is the one that separates the wealthy from everyone else forever. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it. Rich people acquire assets. Poor people have expenses that they think are assets. You've been conditioned to chase income, higher salary, more hours, better job. But income is the trap, not the escape, because income requires your time, and time is the one resource you can never get back. The wealthy chase assets instead, things that make money while they sleep, rental properties generating monthly rent, dividend stocks paying quarterly, businesses running with or without them. This is the shift nobody taught you to make. You were trained to work for money. They were raised to make money work for them. Your income can only grow to the extent that you do. Every hour you spend trading time for dollars is an hour you could spend building assets that generate dollars without your time. This is why doctors and lawyers often die middle class, while entrepreneurs build generational wealth. But wait until you hear what they are really protecting. The network effect. Your network is your net worth. You've heard this before, but do you understand what it actually means? Access, not ability, determines success. The wealthy don't just know rich people. They exchange information that never reaches the public. Investment opportunities, business deals, tax strategies, career-changing introductions. This is why elite schools matter less for the education and more for the connections. The real curriculum is who you meet in the dining halls and study groups. Think about your own circle. Are they talking about investments or expenses, opportunities or complaints, building wealth or just getting by? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't about being snobby or abandoning friends. It's about understanding that information flows through networks. And the information flowing through wealthy networks is radically different from what flows through everyone else's. Nobody in school taught you to audit your relationships like you audit your finances. Nobody explained that the conversations you have shape the opportunities you see. Your environment shapes your expectations, and your expectations shape your reality. And the next secret reveals why this matters even more. Money beliefs. Here's the truth that will set you free or make you furious. Your beliefs about money were installed before you were 7 years old. Programmed. Every offhand comment your parents made about rich people. Every argument about bills you overheard. Every time someone said money doesn't grow on trees or we can't afford that, it went straight into your subconscious operating system. And now, decades later, those programs are still running. Your first money memory shapes your entire financial destiny. The wealthy pass down different programs. Money is a tool for creating freedom. Wealth is your birthright. You deserve abundance. Rich people aren't evil, they're just playing a different game. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. This isn't woo-woo manifestation nonsense. This is cognitive psychology. Your beliefs create your filters. Your filters determine what opportunities you notice. And what you notice shapes your actions. Beliefs become behaviors, become destiny. If you believe money is hard to make, you'll unconsciously sabotage every opportunity. If you believe rich people are greedy, you'll reject wealth before it arrives. The reprogramming starts with awareness. And now comes the practical application. Pay yourself first. The 8th secret is deceptively simple, yet almost nobody does it. Pay yourself first. Not your landlord, not your phone company, not the government, yourself. The secret to wealth is to invest in yourself before anyone else gets paid. Here's what the wealthy understand that you don't. When you pay everyone else first and save what's left over, there's never anything left over. But when you pay yourself first, automatically, consistently, before you even see the money, something magical happens. You adapt. You find ways to live on what remains. 10% of every dollar that passes through your hands should become yours to keep, not to spend, to invest, to compound, to work for you while you sleep. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. This one habit, practiced over decades, is worth more than any degree or certification. It's the foundation upon which all wealth is built. Yet in 12 years of education, nobody once mentioned it. Simple, powerful, hidden in plain sight. They taught you algebra you'll never use, but not the one math equation that determines financial freedom. And there's still more they concealed. Multiple streams. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. The average employee has 1. And that one stream can be shut off at any moment. This is perhaps the most dangerous lie of traditional education. The idea that one good job is enough. That finding a stable career means you're secure. That loyalty to an employer will be rewarded with lifetime security. Having one income source in today's economy is the riskiest financial position. The wealthy build income streams the way you build a campfire. One log can be extinguished, but multiple logs feeding each other create something that sustains itself. Salary from a job, rental income from property, dividends from investments, revenue from a side business, royalties from intellectual property. Diversification equals security. You weren't taught to think this way because employees who build multiple income streams become harder to control. They negotiate from strength, not desperation. They leave bad situations without fear. Never depend on single income. Make investment to create a second source. The wealthy don't work 7 times harder. They just set up systems that work in parallel. And the final piece of what they've hidden might be the most important of all. The wealth choice. Here's the final truth they desperately don't want you to understand. Wealth is a choice, not a circumstance, not an inheritance, not a lottery ticket. A choice you make every single day through your beliefs, your behaviors, and your actions. Choice. Everything you learn today was available to you before. It exists in books, podcasts, courses. The information was never truly hidden. It was just buried under mountains of useless curriculum designed to keep you busy instead of wealthy. The only thing standing between you and your goal is the story you keep telling yourself. Starting today, you have a decision to make. Continue running the old programs. Keep believing money is hard, rich people are evil, and the system is rigged against you. Or choose differently. Every expert was once a beginner, and every millionaire was once broke. Reprogram your mind, reprogram your future. The wealthy aren't smarter than you. They're not more deserving. They just learned different rules and played a different game. Now you know the rules too. The only question is, will you play? You just learned what took the wealthy generations to pass down. The employee trap designed to keep you working. The game of money most don't know they're playing. The truth about debt, taxes, and assets. The power of networks and beliefs. The habits that separate the 1% from everyone else. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. None of this was taught to you because an educated population about money is a dangerous population. People who understand wealth don't stay in jobs they hate. They don't accept unfair wages. They don't remain quiet about inequality. They build, create, and change the world. Knowledge is the great equalizer. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. After today, you know how to reprogram it. The question is no longer what you know. The question is what you'll do with this knowledge. The education you give yourself will always outweigh the education given to you. The wealthy have always known this. Now so do you. If this video exposed something in you, subscribe. There's more to uncover. Share this with someone who's ready to hear the uncomfortable truth about money.